Sonakshi Gandhi. I'm a clinical psychologist at the Mind Garden. The difficult times that we are witnessing today significantly affect individuals, communities, and societies in a large variety of ways. Of these, one of the most underrated forms of impact is one on one's mental health. To shed some light on this, I have here with me a very special guest, Mr. Tehseen Poonawala. Tehseen is a political analyst, entrepreneur, and a human rights activist. I welcome you, Tehseen, and I thank you for being a part of this.
Thank you, Sonakshi.
Tehseen, the mental health movement across the world has recently witnessed a major boom, with a lot more of celebrities, sports persons, business leaders, and even politicians coming out in support of it. How do you feel mental health is? How important do you feel it is as a concept in terms of what you've experienced personally and what you've seen around you?
Mental health, mental health is very, very important. I think that it's fantastic that celebrities from all walks of life are today talking about this, and the reason being that ultimately physical health, spiritual health, but you are what you feel in your head. So mental health is very, very important. And unfortunately, in India, due to the colonial imposition, we've had a phase where mental health was stigmatized. But now we understand that that is not that is something that needs to be addressed and that needs to be looked at. So I'm very grateful that celebrities from all walks of life are coming out and talking about this issue, because mental health confronts everybody, and I think it's very important to deal with this head on.
Tehseen, also in the times that we are seeing today, with the uncertainty and the turbulence due to this pandemic and the consequent lockdown, what, according to you, could be some of the impact that you see on the mental health of people?
So there are two different aspects or cases that I'm coming across. One is people who psychologically start believing that they are unwell or they experience symptoms of COVID, which is purely mental rather than actual physical symptoms of COVID. And this is because they're reading so much about the COVID symptoms and they start believing they have it. The other issue is actually related to insecurity with regards to the future. The world is in a lockdown. Our country is in a lockdown, and a lot of people today are insecure about what their future may turn out to be, or what is the step forward from this. There's also insecurity about the next step for their families or their aging parents, or whatever that may be the case individually. So there are two massive streams broadly that I think that we're dealing with today, and both of them need to be addressed differently, but need to be addressed immediately. And I hope that more people like you come ahead and sort of bring a light onto that.
Tehseen, also, I've noticed that there's immense fear among people about the lack of employment during and after this pandemic. Can you describe some of the ways for us in which people and businesses also can reassure themselves as well as prepare for these strategies that maybe they can use to feel more in control?
The first thing that needs to happen is that the government needs to reassure. Just last night, we had a lot of migrants in a city in India, Surat, coming onto the streets and rioting because their people were hungry. Those people were, they don't have money. Now, you have to understand that in one sense, this is a disease, a virus gotten by the rich, and the poor are mostly and disproportionately affected, if not by COVID, by lack of employment and other issues. So there must be a government intervention there. As so far as private businesses are concerned, look, I am of the view that private businesses can only support to an extent till the point that it is affordable to them. Beyond that, private businesses may not be able to put in their own capital to support, and they may ask staff to let go. They may start leaving staff. Therefore, I have two proposals which I've been sharing with the government. I've also written to the Ministry of Finance and the Honorable Prime Minister. One, remove 3 months off the financial calendar completely. This means no transaction, no taxes, no penalties, no liabilities, nothing. 3 months. March, April, May is removed off our financial calendar completely. The second option that I've given is move our year-ending tax for corporates to December 2020. This will help corporates adjust last year's profits with this year's losses. We keep the year ending March for small businesses, individual and salaried people. This will not put them in a higher tax bracket in December because of the 6 months earning. As a result of which, I think if we can implement these measures, there'll be some sort of relief Also, I believe the government must bring in a larger stimulus package. 0.7% of the GDP is too less. I think about 8 to 10% of the GDP must be used at the moment to stimulate the economy.
Tehseen, also from an individual perspective, we are all going through this lockdown and this is having significant effects on our mental health. As an individual, what do you think somebody can do to feel more empowered and come out of this as a stronger person?
Meditation, physical well-being, and I know that physical well-being, some might say we're talking about a mental issue, but please understand that our body is completely connected. So keep yourself physically fit, because that will make you feel better. That will release endorphins. That will make you feel good about yourself. Read a lot. Read positive things. And look, just think about it this way: our forefathers perhaps fought wars and went a lot of struggle for us to be where we are today. All we have to do to save the world is sit at home, watch Netflix, read something that's important. So be happy about it. You have a chance to save humanity by being at home and spending time with your family. How much more easier can we have it? And I think the one thing I keep telling people is we may not be able to change the world, but we can definitely change our world. So if we just step out a little bit and see strays, poor people, I'm not asking that we donate billions of dollars, but if in our area we can take care of a couple of things, I think that'll make a significant difference, because every drop makes an ocean.
I thank you very much, Tehseen, for this enlightening discussion. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. And I really feel that, these points are very helpful as proposed guidelines to individuals as well as communities and the government to be able to center their work around bettering somebody's mental health.
And Sonakshi, I want to thank you for all that you're doing. This is phenomenal. We need more people like you to talk and highlight the mental and psychological issues, because that is very, very important in this time of lockdown. So thank you, and more power to you, Sonakshi.
Thank you.
Thank you.